everyone, welcome in. I was going to do a channeled message and I was recording a channeled message, but I had to go ahead and stop, and it's too much to explain right now. But anyways, so today's topic, we're going to speak on independence, right? Gaining your independence, right? Being able to depend on yourself and not have to depend on others outside of you, right? That's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, right? Is being able to do for yourself, being able to move on your own, right? Be able to get the things done that you need to get done, right? When you are dependent on people outside of you to achieve the things that you need to achieve, right? When you are dependent upon people outside of you, it is a hindrance, right? Because when you are dependent, right, and you need someone outside of you, right, that then puts you in the position to be under their control. Do you get what I'm saying? You are then under their control. And it's only so much that you can do, right? And if you need someone and you are dependent upon them and you don't have your own footing, right? Just as easy as they gave it to you, right? They can easily take it away. Do you get what I'm saying? Versus if you depend on yourself, right? And you're able to achieve everything that you need to achieve on your own, right? No one can take that away from you, right? That is more stable. Getting it on your own is more stable than being dependent on those outside of you. Yes, you can receive help for sure, right? But that should be in addition to what you already do for yourself. That shouldn't be your one and only source. People outside of you shouldn't be your one and only source for how you get things done. Do you get what I'm saying? Right? And, being able to be self-sufficient puts you in a better positioning in life. It helps you build more stable foundations, right? Because as we know, the outer reality, is an illusion, right? So the outer reality really isn't even real in a sense, right? And one thing you learn through life is that 1 minute they can be here for you, and the next minute they may choose not to, or the next minute it may be too much for them to it may be too much for them to help you, or you know what I'm saying, or something is in the way, something is stopping them. It's very, seeking outside help is very finicky, right? It's not stable, because things can change just like that. But what is stable is you can provide the most stability for yourself because you are in control of yourself. You can get up and make sure you do everything that you need to do, right? Versus someone outside of you, you don't really have control over someone outside of you. Do you get what I'm saying? And yeah, so you don't, life comes with, so many different things, right? So many different changes, so many different challenges, and so on and so forth, right? So, it's, the outer reality is useful. In a sense, people in your outer reality can be useful, but they shouldn't be what you depend on. Depend on yourself and your own power and your own willpower. Build yourself up. Get yourself into a position to where you don't need anyone, right? And the whole need, that's lack, right? Need is a lackful energy, right? being dependent on someone else is lackful as well. It's because if you're dependent on someone outside of you, right? If you need and if you're dependent upon them, you're saying to yourself and signaling to yourself that you don't have it within yourself. You're saying that, you're missing it, right? So you need someone in the outer reality to fulfill what you are missing. You're dependent upon them, right? Yeah. Like I said, you guys know I like looking out my window, right? Yeah, so being dependent upon yourself is the best thing that you can do, right? Because whether you fail or succeed depends on what you do and what you don't do, versus you put your life in someone else's hands and it is up to them whether you fail or succeed. That is not a good position to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, say if you decide to embark on a journey with someone. Say if you decide to start a business with someone, right? So the success of the business is not only dependent upon you, but it's dependent upon the other person, right? So you built everything ground up with this person, and then say last minute or something happens to this person or circumstances in their life where they just decide that they don't want to do it anymore, right? And they just pull out. Now you're left to shoulder all of this on your own. And because this business was built for two, right? It was a structure that both of you built and they pull out. And now you're expected to shoulder all of that on your own. It's going to fail. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to hold all of that up just because that other person pulled out. Now the success of a business that you worked so hard on, right? And you did everything that you needed to do, just because of that other person, now everything that you worked for has failed. That's not a good position to be in. Versus, you building your own business on your own from the ground up, and that success of that business is dependent upon you, right? You make sure you do everything that you need to do. No one else outside of you can make that business fail. You know what I'm saying? It's all on you. You may think sharing, right? Sharing a load is of utmost benefit, but really being able to shoulder a load on your own is the best. It's the best. And building something with someone else can be secondary. That shouldn't be your main source. Your main source should be you. The main person you should depend upon is you, is yourself. You hear what I'm saying? And then everyone else is secondary. They can add to you, right? And because you have your own, it doesn't matter if they add to you, right? It doesn't matter if they want to contribute, because you're good on your own. You can do it on your own. You're doing it on your own. Do you get what I'm saying? No one else can shake that, right? No one else can shake that stability from within, right? That stability that you have cultivated and created on your own and built on your own, that foundation that you have built on your own. No one else can come in and destroy that, right? It'll be harder for them to do so. And now I can't say it's impossible for someone to destroy the foundation that you've built, but you have to allow that to happen, right? But it is less likely that you will allow that to happen, that you will allow someone outside of you to destroy what you've worked so hard to build, right? Because since you've built it and put in all that work to build that foundation and to build your life and to do everything that you know, want to achieve for your life and so on and so forth, you're going to protect that. You're naturally going to be very protective of what you've worked so hard for. So it will be I would say nearly impossible, right? For someone to come in and destroy that. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this message here. I've been talking for 11 minutes. This honestly goes by so fast. But yeah. So you guys have a beautiful, amazing, and wonderful existence.